Zurif. It's T-Z-U-R-E-F. It's in Frank. Zurif.
Like in Hebrew, צורף.
No.
No?
My Hebrew name is Zurif, which means my first.
The rock, right?
Zur
Yes,
is
Zurif.
first.
Yes.
Zurif, my first name. But as you know, the Bulgarians want to be an end of or the F. So when I began high school, till I was normal school, I was Zurif.
Mm-hmm.
When I came to high school, said, no, you have to be or the Zurif or the Sorov. So they decided they give me the name of Zurif.
What was the name of your hometown in Bulgaria?
Silistra.
Silistra.
This is the last place of Bulgarian until Romanian
No, he wants four.
and the Romanian side.
So maybe tell me your story, how Fatima wants you to call.
Yes, I
Did you take it or bring it
I
back?
was
Or
born
maybe-
in
let me
Bulgaria.
take it.
I have high school made in Bulgaria,
In your hometown?
in my home. But
That's Charlene.
I was born
Oh, no, that's not
1900.
Florence.
Well, in
You don't?
1914,
That's it?
changed the Romanian to the place.
Not for you.
And they called
Yeah?
this part of Dobruja, Kadrilater.
Number?
There were 4 cities
No,
which
yes, it's not
the
Said.
Romanian
It's,
took from
someone new who
Bulgaria.
was
But
referred
the
by Said.
Bulgarian will get so that
Father
they will,
Foro.
one day they will get it back.
Yeah, hold on. It's,
They made us the whole high school to transfer to Bulgaria. They didn't let us remain under the Roman.
So you went to study in another place?
Then when in 1915, we went the whole high school, the boy high school and the girl high school, to switched off. That is, and also until Danube. Silistra is until Danube, and switched off is until Danube. I remained there 2 years in this.
Without the family?
They got free schooling, free lodging, everything, and but the government of Bulgaria paid in order not to get the remainder.
Are you interested in this part?
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
yes.
Then when began the first
World War.
First World War,
Yes.
they, which were not for the army, went home to Silistra. And in 16 they got it back. So that I finished high school in Silistra during the Bulgarian government. Then, but when end of the World War #1, they gave it back to Romania. Then I was already high school graduated. Then I had an uncle in Vienna, in Austria. And my father died in 1912. I was orphan. My mother sent us, my brother, me, and my sister, to this school, without charge.
Yes.
When I finished high school, my mother sent me to Vienna, and I studied in Vienna. But
What did you study?
I am a chemical engineer. When I finished there, but I went as a Romanian. I couldn't get other passport. I decided but my passport was not renewable. So after graduation from Technic, I went back to Romania. I stayed about 2 months. I had to go to the Romanian army. And I won, they called one, as in German they go, Einjährige Freiwillige. Do you know what I mean?
Like volunteer.
Did you go? We 1 year and graduated as a lieutenant in the Romanian. After I finished my army, I got my passport and went back to Vienna. Then I married there. After them, when I married, we went to Yugoslavia with my wife.
She was from Austria?
Yes.
She was from Austria.
She was a Viennese born. But she has a sister married in Yugoslavia, in Zagreb. And we went in partnership with my brother-in-law. I didn't work as engineer.
In business? You were...
Yeah, I went in business with my brother-in-law, that is the husband of my sister of my wife.
So you stayed in Yugoslavia until...
And I remained in
until the war?
Yugoslavia till 41. From 29 to 41. My daughter is born in Zagreb, Yugoslavia. Then when they began to war too, and the Germans came to Yugoslavia, we had to go to
Because
flee.
your situation was worse than those who were born in Yugoslavia when you come to...
No, it was bad all for anybody.
It was bad, no, but
Didn't
I
make
mean,
any
you
difference.
were more afraid and... No, the end was bad for everybody, but you were more
this is
afraid...
the way how I came to Cuba.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, from Zagreb, this was occupied by the Germans. But one tile of Yugoslavia, Slovenia, with Ljubljana was under the Italian. We flew
You flew to Ljubljana?
to Ljubljana and stayed 2.5 months there, and then we went to Italy from Ljubljana and stayed.
How did you get to Italy? By train?
To Ljubljana by train, also to Italy by train.
It was part of Italy?
We went first to Trieste and then to Milan. And Milan was sent 2 months. When they told us it's not sure that we can remain there, we went for 2 months in Montecatini as tourists. We stayed in Montecatini and came back to Milan. We had a connection with the chief of the police. He said, you pay 2,000 lira every month and you can stay in Milan. We took connection with De La Sem, who to us the Jewish organization.
What was the name
De
of
La
that?
Sem.
De La Sem.
De La Sem. And they procured us passage to unoccupied France. But in between, another brother-in-law from my wife's brother was in Switzerland. And they procured us, we were 3 families. My sister-in-law, which were in business, and a brother who was in Belgrade. And this brother, who was in Switzerland, proposed us visits to Cuba.
You had somebody in Cuba? No. You had someone in Cuba? How did that...
The brother who lived in Switzerland. See, my mother had a sister who was with us with her family, and a brother with his family. The 3 families were in Italy.
All coming from Yugoslavia.
All coming from Yugoslavia. Another brother, a different brother, also of my mother's, lived in Switzerland. And in Switzerland, he was able to obtain visas for all of us to go to Cuba. He, of course, could stay in Switzerland. He wasn't anxious to leave, but he was able, through his connections, there was a lawyer, a Jewish lawyer there, who managed to obtain visas, and he sent the visas to us while we were in Italy for us to go to Cuba.
Now, how did he obtain these visas? You remember how they were very expensive, these visas?
Yes, it was very difficult, and it cost a lot of money.
Can you tell me how much, more or less?
Do you remember how much it cost to get the visas?
No, I don't remember. I don't remember how much it was.
But you paid only to this lawyer?
Yes.
To this lawyer who made the...
he was a good Jew.
He didn't charge.
He didn't charge.
He didn't charge.
But,
no.
but from whom
he
put my uncle.
He sent a passport to Switzerland with a courier, and he brought with visas to Cuba.
See, this Jewish lawyer was my uncle's lawyer for his businesses, and he had connections with people, and he did it as a favor to my uncle to get those visas. The consulate, the Cuban consulate, probably, and he doesn't remember, and I certainly don't remember how much they had to be paid. I'm sure somebody was paid a lot of money to get those visas, but that...
You still have the Cuban, this passport with the Cuban...
You still have the Romanian passport?
No, I threw it out.
You threw it out.
But there's still another thing. In Italy, we got fake passport for Guatemala. But
you didn't use them.
Authentic from the consul in Geneva, Genoa. It was Untitled. It was a Guatemala consul, and he makes the business. He gives you original passport and give you a visa. But he said, you cannot go to Guatemala. When you go, you can go, but not to Guatemala.
So, but your Cuban
we didn't
you didn't need it. You gave it to someone else, or you?
No, it was
took
my name. No,
it was on your real name.
Yes,
on your real
it was
name.
not a fake passport. It
No,
was a real
fake.
passport.
Only the fact that you are not a Guatemalan.
Only one condition
That you don't
if
go to
you want to
Guatemala.
be in trouble, go to Guatemala, because I have no right to give a passport.
Yes.
For money, he gave me. And this the same for Italy propose us transfer to
Lisbon.
passage to Cuba. We get a
Well, the
You had to
ticket,
go
the
ship.
ticket, the
You had
ship,
to go
yes.
ship.
From where? From Portugal?
yes, so we went first to
Spain.
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 Huh?
To Madrid in
To
Spain.
Madrid. No, to Madrid we said, wait till we go place on any ship.
You stayed a long time in
A
Madrid?
month. A month.
About 2 months.
1 month.
Huh?
1 month.
1 month.
And there was some organization helping you?
No.
Yes, it was
Giffen?
yes. It was in Madrid, no,
In Lisbon?
before Madrid is this.
In Milano?
No, Milan.
Oh,
In
Barcelona.
Barcelona. The consul was in Barcelona. And he proposed us a passage to Cuba, to the last ship that left
Lisbon.
Portugal. We were about 600
People on
and the ship was Naaser.
It was a passenger?
Yes.
Passenger. It was 10,000 ton ship. Good. And we had, I'm sorry to say, a trouble in...
A big tragedy on the ship.
With this ship. One of my brother-in-law, a boy of 6 years, fall in
In the cold chute. In the cold. They were when it was anchored off Bermuda, they left the coal chute open way, which they had been loading, during the day. They forgot to close it, and he was running on the deck, and he fell in and got killed.
In Bermuda. But on the ship we had troubles with the English. They
What do you mean?
they came and controlled every passenger, even though they spy.
In what place?
Where did they do this?
Huh?
Where did they do this? The English?
To Bermuda.
Oh, in Bermuda.
When the boy
Died. Because, they had to take him off to bury him in Bermuda. So they came and they
he was
checked him.
buried, the boy in Bermuda. And then from Bermuda we went to Norfolk, but we couldn't remain. From Norfolk.
But there's one interesting thing, everybody saw America and nobody could get out in America, except there was one young man who had come out of a concentration camp who was on the ship with us. And he was the only one who had a visa for the United States. And everybody envied him that he could get off. And then we found out that, of course, because he was like 19 or 20 years old, he went into the army right away and he was killed in Okinawa.
So you never know.
So we arrived in January 42 in Cuba and stayed till December 45.
Now, when you arrived, you were able to descend off the boat immediately.
Yeah,
You had visa, but you were taken to Discordia.
In Discordia.
All the Jewish passengers.
All Jewish passengers.
You remember what countries they were from?
They were from Germany, it was from Yugoslavs, they were from
Belgium.
France,
Belgium. And Holland.
Huh?
Holland.
All countries, all took the ship in Lisbon. That was the last ship from Europe to Cuba.
Now, how many days you stayed in Tisconia?
Well, it depends. Some people remain 3-4 days. If they have somebody in Havana, they make the arrangement with Lord and take them out. We remain 2 weeks.
You didn't have anybody to help you?
No.
No? And how did you know how to get out? You had to pay the guardians there? Or
No.
You didn't have to pay anybody?
No. One brother of Pete, he went the first one. And then he hired a lawyer and took ours.
So you had somebody to arrange this, a Jewish lawyer?
No, in Cuba was
Cuban?
not Jewish. With money you could do in Cuba everything.
No, but you remember the name of the lawyer?
No.
A Cuban lawyer, he...
Yeah.
Now, how many from Yugoslavia were there in Cuba?
About 20 families.
And all came more or less on the same time?
Well,
No, on that ship.
On that ship, but
on
there were
that
other
ship.
Jewish,
No, it
other Jews
was
from
no before
Yugoslavia?
us.
No,
There were
no,
other
no,
Jews?
No.
Other Yugoslavs?
No.
No. You were the only Yugoslavs that came, of these 20 people?
Other than the ones that came on the Nyasa, were there any other Yugoslavs?
No, there were no Yugoslavs before.
And not non-Jewish Yugoslavs? There were other Jews, other
No
Yugoslavs? No.
Only people, about 20 families.
Mm-hmm. Now, when you got out of Tisconia, what did you do? Where did you go?
Stayed there, and we got food and lodging.
Where did you live? In what place? In what neighborhood?
First in Tiscona, but we bought somebody Jewish restaurant, bought Jewish food.
Moshe
We had to pay Moshe Pipi.
No, so where did you live? Where did you?
After we lived about a week or 2 in a hotel. After we looked for an apartment.
In what part of Havana?
We
Vedado.
in Vedado, in Calle 23.
So
It's a new apartment, a new building. And then after a year, we moved to Calzada.
Also in Vedado, but a bigger apartment because the first one was a very little apartment, you know, and I had to sleep on a couch in the living room, and then we got a 2-bedroom apartment.
but it was a nice neighborhood,
Yes.
Vedado.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you had the possibility, you
yes.
had money with you?
Yes.
We had a good time with me. Until it
No,
was
she
very
wanted
cheap.
to know whether you had some money with you.
Oh,
Yes.
That's how I...
And then we had
So you took with you what you had from...
I had
No, not what we
United
had. It's just a very small
Well,
one.
but
we had
what you could take with you.
a few $1,000 we had with them. And we had money in the United States. And there were Yugoslavs already from Zagreb who asked them to go to American Express and to send us money to live. And they gave only $100 a month.
But for
Of
Cuba,
our own money.
Yes, but for Cuba it wasn't little, no?
No, it was...
No, the regular every month they sent us a check for $100.
But you could live on $100 a month, no?
We didn't use $100. And despite the $35, I remember, was the
Rent.
The rent?
rent. We had 2 bedrooms, dining room, living room, kitchen, bath, everything in a new new house.
And then my father learned how to cut diamonds.
But I didn't prosper too much. So we were in Havana under control because I was a Romanian enemy. So that we had to go every week to the police station until I am here. But no, nothing.
And you had to pay?
No,
No. But you had to go
every once in a week. And then
because
I
some
began-
people said that if they paid $5 or I don't know how much,
No.
then they didn't have to go.
No,
No, you
have
had to
to
go.
pay for it. And every letter or telegram who is sent have to be changed.
But this to everybody?
No,
or
only because he was
because-
a Romanian
because
passport.
you were-
Because there was enemy airline.
Mhm.
But then I had connection with Switzerland, so everything by cable. I sent a cable to the factories which I worked in Yugoslavia with them, and they sent me 2-3 shipments.
Because, yeah,
from
but
what?
she doesn't know what you're referring to.
Yes.
They were in the wholesale watch business in Yugoslavia. And the business was that they imported watches from Switzerland and sold them, you know, to jewelers in Yugoslavia. So he had connections with a number of the watch factories in Switzerland. So when we arrived in Cuba, he wrote letters to the various factories that he had connections with. And at that time, it was a good deal if you could get a shipment of watches. So they sort of did him a personal favor, and, you know, they sent him 2 or 3 shipments a year. And then he would sell them, and of course, that's what then we really lived on, was on the money that he had earned.
And you sold them to shops?
To jewelers,
To jewelers.
yes.
Many
By,
to...
everything by cable, no letters away.
Well, it was war time. It's
Yes.
For years.
And of course,
it was easy to sell what you had.
because everybody wanted
yes,
to buy.
And I had a firm. I went in business then.
What business was that?
You know,
Imported watches. So where did you import from? The United
Switzerland.
Only Switzerland. Only these shipments that... So it was not enough work for...
It was profitable because you sell them 100% profit.
Who's calling,
You
please?
could live on. We didn't spend our
Fernandez?
money in Havana.
Oh, Fernando
We
Moraes.
earned
Yes,
so
can
much
you call
to-
him? He's out to
to
lunch.
cover
Oh,
our
wait, let me see if he's
expenses.
back. Hold on a minute.
Now, how were your relationship with the Cubans? How did they feel? You know, these refugees come and they live so well.
It didn't bother us. Besides this, we have to go once a week in the police.
They didn't
And
bother
to
you.
say I am here.
Hello, Mr. Moraes?
That is
I
all.
guess he is
No,
not
We
back yet
could
from
go
lunch.
anywhere
I'll have to have him call you.
in the pool.
No, this is for sure, but
I don't know.
from
I
the
thought he would be back
friendship,
already, but he isn't.
you had good relationship.
Yes.
You made friends with the Cubans.
Oh, yeah, we had Yugoslav and Viennese.
No.
No, I
No,
speak
what
with the
she-
non-Jews, the
She's
non-Jews
asking
Cubans.
about the Cubans. No, we didn't have friends with them.
Oh,
Most
yeah.
of the relationship was with other immigrants.
We don't mix with the Cubans.
But how did they look upon you? That's what I'm trying
No.
to say.
Very favorably. They were
Really?
very nice. Very nice.
My daughter
You
went
speak
to school
Ladino,
there.
no? You
Yeah, he
spoke
speaks
Ladino
Ladino.
from home. It was very
Yeah.
easy for you to
Yeah.
learn Spanish.
In the beginning we did, but later it was difficult because I mixed
Ah,
Spanish with Ladino.
Did you have any relationship with the Sephardic community?
Yeah,
The local,
so we had
you
this,
belong to the Shevet Achim community, or
This was in the old city. It was.
but you used to go there?
Yes.
Well, actually, but to services, we usually,
Go to the Ashkenazi.
because that was closer.
Which
because-
one? To the
What was the name of the congregation? The Ashkenazi
the
congregation.
religious one? The,
Which Ashkenazi congregation did you go to serve?
the religious or the Reform?
It was the
Orthodox?
distribution.
5040.
that is correct.
She's calling, please.
No,
The Reform?
No,
no,
Everybody
it was
got
not
lunch.
the Sephardi, it was Ashkenaz.
in about an hour.
But Orthodox or
No, they
Reform.
Okay.
the
Okay.
big Orthodox Jews, the people out from Belgium, they were religious. They had a room when they everyday service. To take connection with the United States. They told me, you don't bother us. You cannot go to the United States as long as the war is. After you are on the list. When the war is, you will get permission to go to it. And so was.
now?
In 45, in October, they called us from the consulate. Now you give us all your information, and I got it.
Did you have anything to do with the joint?
No, we gave to the joint.
You could
We didn't ask, but many people, the joint helped them.
also from your group?
Not from my group, no, mostly Polish Jews. Even they were rich,
They took
they
it.
went to them. Yeah, they. you
What
know,
was the major opinion on the joint? People were pleased with the
Well,
joint?
please, yeah. As long as you don't ask help, they are a place. I don't know who needs, or if they didn't go away. And until 12th of December, we took a plane for my stay a few days and came to.
Now, what were the organizations, the Jewish organizations that you participated, if you did? The Unión de Refugiados, you were in the...
Here,
Not
No,
here,
in
in Cuba. You
No.
took part in the Jewish life.
we had an organization, Sociedad de Refugiados Hebreos.
And you participated in this?
And everybody took a course,
Spanish.
or the English, so that anybody knew one day will not remain there.
But you did something for the allies. You made some campaign for the Yugoslavs, for Yugoslavia? Nothing.
No,
Now, when you came to Cuba, you had to give a bond of $500 or so. You didn't give any bond that you... Now, there was a danger that they will paralyze your property?
Yeah, then you arrived on the ship.
No, but
Yes.
she's talking about when you came to Cuba.
Yeah.
No, in 42 or 43 maybe, or 44, I don't remember. The Cuban, there was a plan to
But
paralyze the...
they didn't leave me. We were the last ship.
No. She wants to know, in 1943,
Yeah.
there seems to have been some kind of a talk that the Cuban authorities would take the property of the Jews.
No, not of the Jews, but of aliens.
No.
No. You
On
took...
the contrary, they allowed me to build a business.
No, but in the beginning, they wouldn't let you do any kind of work or business or anything. But then, after a while, they permitted you to do anything. I guess they didn't want you to become a burden on the state, so they said if you want to work or have a business, you can do that.
You had Cubans working for you, or you worked alone? You had your business alone.
I didn't know. I didn't need it.
Now, you were
I was a
probably very
student,
young.
yes.
You went to
I
school?
went to school there.
In what school?
First, I went to a convent school, the French Dominicans, because when we arrived, they said this is an excellent school, very good. So, of course, this was nuns, who ran the school. And I was the only Jewish child in the school. And my parents made provision that I would not have to take the religion classes, and I don't have to go to church with them. I would just take their regular subjects, which is exactly what happened. Nobody pressured me or anything.
Now, you remember your classmates from what sort of families they were?
Middle class, very nice.
Many of them were of Spanish origin?
They were all Cubans.
Cubans. You don't know if they were...
You go to parties and they can do you.
Yes. Yeah, they were very, very nice.
And even when we came to the United States, several Christian girls wrote.
Yes.
But you never felt anything that they treated you differently?
No,
because
on the contrary, there was a very interesting incident because they have a very major graduation ceremony when you finish elementary school. It's really like junior high school, not elementary school. And it is a big affair in one of the big movie houses, and the Archbishop of Cuba comes to present the diplomas, and they started, to call up people to give the prizes and so on. So I got the medal for outstanding academic work, as the best student in the school, and I got a medal for the best attendance, and I don't know, whatever other medals they get. Everything except the religion medal. Somebody else got. I didn't get that. And as they were handing that medal out, the Archbishop leans over to the Mother Superior of the school, and she says, how does she get everything except the religion medal, And so I guess she explained to him that the reason I didn't get it is because I was Jewish, But then after I graduated from that school, from junior high school, they decided we were going to be coming to America, so I better start to learn English. So they enrolled me in an American school, where there were most of the children, from people from the United States who were stationed in Cuba, and who, of course, had to follow the same kind of studies that they would have then to come back to here. So I went there. How long was I there? For about a year. A year or two.
But while you were studying in this French Dominican, did you feel more as a Cuban, or did you feel? How did you feel socially among, or with what you identified yourself?
Not with them.
Why? Can you explain what?
Well, because you see, all our friends of the family and so on, they were all what they used to call refugiados, refugees. And we really circulated among them. And even though because of going to school, I had friends, from school who were Cubans, it wasn't as if the families also socialized. So
In the afternoon, with whom did you play?
with the
Usually.
friends.
With the
Also,
friends from
I had friends from our group too, but I had some friends from school.
Now, the group of refugees, there were different groups of refugees.
Yes.
The ones from Germany, the ones from Belgium.
Yeah.
With
And-
whom did you socialize most?
We had, well, first of all, we had family, you know, the two
The
families.
Yugoslavian and the...
Yeah. And then we also had friends from among the Belgians, some of them.
The Germans were more
Well,
apart.
we didn't have any friends from Germany.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Who?
This, you went to Mexico.
Oh, the Stein, yes. Yeah.
Now, you had some kind of
One.
youth movement or
Yeah, I
children's
belong to
activity
Mizrahi.
to Mizrahi, so you were, but you were not a religious, a religious
No.
family. And the Mizrahi were mostly Belgian, I think.
Yes.
So they had...
But that was the youth organization where things were happening. So, you know, that's what you joined.
Yeah, what kind of activities you
I
had?
don't know what kind of activities. You used to get together on Shabbat and, you know, you used to sing songs and what do I know?
In what language was the activity? In
Spanish.
Yiddish? Spanish. You had
Because the
problem
young
with Yiddish?
people
Well,
all-
you probably
I
didn't
don't
speak
speak
Yiddish.
Yiddish.
No, you didn't have any problem with it because I think that most of the organizations, even the youth organizations, were in Yiddish. You didn't
Not
have
really.
any problem with it?
Not really in Yiddish. Not that I remember.
Maybe of your age it was in Spanish.
Don't forget, I was only 9 years old when I
Yes,
came
no, for
there.
children, they pick up the Spanish very
And
quickly.
everybody spoke Spanish. I mean, the people in my age group.
Yes.
And Yiddish would have been very difficult for me because not until I came to Cuba did I ever hear a word of Yiddish. I mean,
And
Ladino, yes,
She
but
got private Hebrew lessons from a German.
yes. You know, I had a Hebrew teacher who came once a week to the house and gave me Hebrew lessons.
Now, you belong to the Unión Sionista, or you had any
Well,
time
in
in Cuba?
Cuba,
No. No.
We
Who
didn't
came to?
meet.
I'm sure that people used to come to you to ask you to contribute, like to the joint.
We did.
To what did you have to pay money? To what?
We,
To what organizations did you contribute to when you were in Cuba? To the joint and to what else?
no, we made 2 donations once when there was appeal. Did this all
Yeah, but to what organization?
to
To
joint
joint?
distribution.
Sure.
It was the Jewish school there in the old city. Oh, didn't
Yeah,
mix me
but
there.
only to the joint or to some other organization?
Yeah.
Only to the joint?
Joint.
Yeah.
Now you remember the Sephardic?
Yeah, I remember that I won several times to when I have yahrzeit for my father.
He used to go there, to the
But
Sephardic.
there nobody was from Yugoslavia, no,
No.
only from Turkey.
Yes.
They were
Oh.
all from Turkey.
Were there any
One or Turkey.
Yeah, but
No
were there any...
Bulgaria, no Yugoslavians. None of them came from Bulgaria.
From Bulgaria, it were 2 families from Bulgaria, Semu and they were rich, they lived
They were
in,
rich.
in Hotel Nacional.
Ooh.
From Semu, their son was in the United States, and he was an officer. And he came once to see his parents. They couldn't go on to the United States.
And he was in the
Despite
army?
son was in the army, an officer, a lieutenant, and they waited till the
end of
war
the war.
was out.
But they came as refugees? They came as refugees? Like you?
House, on the same ship.
On the same ship, No, I was thinking maybe someone came beforehand.
No,
No,
it was
no.
And this David mostly his wife was very sick. She lived
Oh,
with
Arditi.
Arditi. She was
They are from Bulgaria?
Yeah.
Yes,
From
the Bulgarian
Varna.
name.
He was from Varna.
Are you also from Bulgaria?
My husband.
But not you.
No.
You're a Sabra?
Well, do you have anything to add about your time in Cuba? You enjoyed it?
We enjoyed it. It was very cheap. She could go to school. She could take piano lessons.
You had good life there?
Yes.
Yes.
Is that the general thing
We
that
get
you
no
got from
different.
most people,
It's,
that they had a pretty good...
No police. Very cheerful. What do you want? You go to live in Bejerano. We had to be in the small...
They lived in the very old part of town, you know, like the Lower East Side here, and they were little businessmen, and they could barely...
They suffered very much.
And they could barely make a living, you know. It was very difficult for them. They resented these newcomers who came and moved to the nice apartments, because for people who came with some money, it was cheap. But for people who had to earn a living in Cuba, it was not so cheap. So they were very resentful of the newcomers, and they didn't mingle. They really did not mingle.
You remember what we paid for the woman who cleaned? $8 a month.
And we had fights with the neighbors, because the Cuban neighbors resented that we were paying more than what the going rate was, because they were only paying, I think, $7 or something a month, and we were spoiling the help, you know, by paying $8.
How did the Cubans look at you? Because if the Jews resented, I'm sure that also there were Cubans who were envious.
Well, probably the very low class people, but they were envious of anybody who had anything, not because you were Jewish, but because you had some money, you see, and you could spend money. They were just as equally jealous of other Cubans who had money. But the Cubans who had some money were not really jealous, because they lived better than we did. Probably with the same amount of money better, because they knew how to do things
They
better.
called all our Polacos.
But you think that the word Polacos was a negative word, or no?
Because the first Jews came from Poland, so that everybody who came
From Europe.
from Europe, they two Americans and Polacos. Everybody was Polacos.
At school they called you Polacos?
No,
Polacos?
never.
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 You think it was a derogatory name?
Depending on who used it. For most of them, no. It was just that this is how they identified you. I mean, if you were not Cuban, you were either an American or you were a Polaco.
Or Gallego?
Well, but that's already the Spanish divisions, you know.
You are not aware of the divisions between Cuban and Spanish?
Yes, that was Spanish.
No, you felt it. You felt it.
No. We didn't, because we were not that involved.
You are not interested to get into the life there.
No. No.
Your dream was America.
Yes.
Because we had our money now.
No, he's not as
We had to
political.
go after our money.
Well, thank you
Yes,
very
sir.
much.
Thank you.